the thing about film festivals where I didn't even know about into it, like a lot of people be thinking, oh man, you must be knowing what you're doing. Dude, I just tried it and the shit worked. That's honestly what happened. Like the whole film festival thing, dude, I found that on accident. I didn't even find it on purpose. I was just like,
yeah, I swear, I wish we could go back in time and ask a lot of artists that exact question. I was just trying things and it worked.
Bro, honestly, yeah. And then the lady was like, oh, you can do this. And then I got cool. It was a family-owned thing. I ain't gonna put their names out there, but they're known in the film industry. And so it was his event. And also, you know, RIP to them. If y'all happen to listen to this, you know, shout out to y'all for still carrying on after he's passed. And then it was like, hey, man, you pretty good, man. Hey, we're going to give you your own necklace. If you're willing to help us, you know, do whatever you want to do. Say, what? Okay. So then I came back the next day. They say, I was like, can I get one of those badges? And on the badge, you can write your name and what you do. And then from there, I would go to the red carpets where they had the celebrities and stuff at. That's where I met Michael J. White. I seen James Franco. I met producers. I met directors. I met videographers, filmmakers, all kinds of things. Yeah. I got asked to attend viewings of movies without paying. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And the thing about the film festival is, like, if you're looking to do it, it's a good chance to try to get your name to somebody. Like, you could talk to 100 people. You don't need 100 people to remember it. In that area that you at, you just need one person to remember it. Because think of it as a domino. When a domino falls, everything else connected to it just falls slowly. So if you got 100 dominoes, 100 dominoos can't all fall together. Yeah. Only one of them boys gonna latch on. That's all you need. Yeah. To create your path. Think of it as like Snake Way from Dragon Ball. Oh, sorry, you're not anime. It's
but
Snake.
I'm sure somebody is.
Think of it as Snake Way from Dragon Ball Z. You're going to keep running until you get to the end, and that's when you like, oh, I finally did it. And that's what that is. And so you put whatever you want on there. You're already there for free. You're not paying for these viewings. These people have to talk to you because you work in the event. So these people that you're like, oh, that person's famous, they have to come talk to you because they have to come get their stuff. Yeah. And then you kind of want to introduce yourself. Like, I tell my buddy this all the time. Like, when I network, I don't try to network as in, oh, I want you as a client. I try to network as in, like, oh, build a bond. Like, if you do a call center job, what do they tell you? You know, you want to build that bond with the customer. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Right. And from there, you know, it sounds bullshit when they say it, and it's like, boy, I ain't trying to hear this shit, but it really does wonders.
It does.
And it went from, like, for example, at Gotaku, when I did We Touch Grass, that's my first event that I did for anything related to film. They started me off my career, gave me my first big chance. I met a DJ there, which is Obi-Wan Shinobi, and I sent him some footage, and then I saw he was going to be coming into Stutter Like a Mug, to Detroit every month. And I was like, hey, dude, like, I'm trying to build my portfolio. I was like, I'm not going to even charge you. Would you be okay with me just shooting your stuff for free? Yeah. And then he was like, yo, yeah. And went from that to, you know, shooting for free to now I get paid for them. And shout out to him for looking out for me before I was laid out. But you know what I'm saying? Everything, that domino fell. Think about it. If I was like, man, this domino only fell for this one, but it didn't fall for nothing else. If I wasn't appreciative of the moment that I got right in there, it would have never led me to Obi, which would have never led me to my other clients that I got off of that as well. So it's just things that you think don't correlate. You might not be able to see the vision as it's happening, but give it time to manifest and fester, and then you'll see the vision truly. Just like a film. You think of an idea and you write it down, and poof, I was there. It's the same exact process. So go in there. Don't go in there to a movie festival. I mean, I'm just a worker. No, go in there. Whatever you trying to bring to industry for it, you go in there talking your shit for that. Yeah. At the time I went in, I was like, I'm a 3D artist. I do animations. They was like, oh, for real? Wow. We had a film festival. Ain't nobody expecting you to say something about no 3D, but it's all about how you present. If you say like, yeah, man, I do 3D work.
Confidence is key.
Boy, that's I'm be like, boy, you booty. Get away from me. You don't even sound happy about what you're telling me. I don't want to hear it. So, you know, just build that bond and make them feel comfortable. Don't look at them as a superstar. Like, no disrespect to any celebrity. I ain't a fan of none of you. I respect your work and I like your work, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I need to do updates. Bro, I don't even have like no actual celebrities on any of my accounts like that I follow. Because that's not my reality I live in. I don't care about a snapshot and this person that's already successful life. I care about people that's already doing it. People that maybe like cosplayers and stuff like that, because I can work with them for stuff, you know, they can help me find more clientele and stuff like that. And it's just,
you want to have authentic interaction.
Yeah, I want it to be authentic. I don't want everything to feel like it's like
you're not saying you don't like celebrities. What you're saying
I'm saying is
if I have an authentic interaction with somebody, that's more important than me saying I have 10 celebrities in my Rolodex.
Exactly. Or just even having them up there. Like, you know, with social media, whatever you allow yourself to soak in is what you're gonna become. If all you're looking at is all these people that's rich and you start to question your comparisons to thief of joy. You start saying, man, they got this and they got that. And the bad part is these celebrities be like our age. So that's really what's hitting you right now.
Facts.
But they had different opportunities than what you had. And all you seeing is a snapshot. This person could owe $60,000, $60 million. You never know. Are you seeing these cars and stuff? Are they doing good? Bro, follow people that's doing the same thing. Whatever you want in the world is who you surround yourself with. So follow successful people. Follow people you genuinely like.
Yeah.
Don't just get followers. Just be like, oh, I got these followers. Like, I only got 400 and some followers. And every night I post on my story like a questionnaire just to get people to comment on it. Like, why do you do those? Because I actually like talking to y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I love talking to my followers. I love talking to people that I do follow. I don't ever want to put myself on a pedestal where it's like, I got this many people. I'm not talking to you. I've come across those people. I don't want to be like y'all. Yeah. It's been a couple times where I had to regulate people like, I don't know who the hell you talking to.
Yeah.
Like I had no shit, dude. I was doing an event one time and I was shooting for the main client and I said, hey, I can get some footage of you. This person gonna tell me how to hold the camera and do everything. I said, and you need to shoot me like this. I said, whoa. I know you're not barking orders.
Yeah.
And you talking shit because this person had a big following. I'm like, oh, you got me fucked up, buddy.
Yeah.
So you come across a lot of people like that. You heard us talking about it earlier where it's like the people that you got to worry about don't be the people that's in the industry. It's the people that's doing the same thing as you. And you come across a lot of those people, especially like I love my city, man, but it's a nice amount of y'all, man. And y'all know who y'all are. Y'all be thinking because y'all got certain celebrities on your portfolio and all this other stuff, it makes you a celebrity and you're really not. And regardless if you are a celebrity, you still a human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You walking around acting like we peons. Yeah. Or, man, I done had somebody message me before saying, like, they posted a thing, oh, we need an extra camera. I'm like, all right, cool, let me go there. Oh, are we thinking at 6 and you be here at 6? This is at 4 o'clock. Bet I can be there.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, I don't hear nothing from him. I'm like, all right, maybe something happened shooting. He says, oh, my bad, dog. Keep in mind, I'm supposed to have a meet with this dude prior to this.
Yeah.
Never had to meet neither. And he goes and he says, oh, my bad, man. It slipped up. Can you do 7:30? I'm like, well, it's already 6:30, but I guess. Dude flakes on me, doesn't say anything.
Wow.
I'm like, so you hold me on a meeting that you said you would have with me.
Yeah.
You hold me on an event that you said you was going to bring me on back to back the same night.
Yeah.
You didn't care enough about me to respect my time and respond to me, but you got all these celebrities on your stuff and you constantly with them posting, oh, da. It's like, bro, if you in it for the love of it, then you're not going to be like that. I'm not saying you got to talk to everybody, but don't treat somebody as if they a peon. Like, man, it could be somebody that's a janitor. It could be somebody that's a CEO. I'm gonna give you the same attention. Even if I'm at a job. Oh, don't say such and such as he right there. Who the fuck is he?
Yeah.
I don't care. Why should I care?
Yeah.
You think because you got a title, oh, I've never been one of those people.
Right.
I could be standing next to the president and would not give a damn.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people in the industry not like that from what I've been noticing. I've had ideas for stuff. I'm a one-man team. I can't do everything by myself.
Yeah. And
it makes it harder to do film. And it's honestly, I've even had contemplations where I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do this no more. Because it's like, ain't nobody really trying to do it for real. And like people say like, oh, I'm down. And I appreciate the support all the time. But like there's a difference between people saying they're down versus people that's down and actually know what they're talking about.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't teach you while trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? Unless we doing something for fun, then yeah. But like the stuff I'm trying to do is I want the quality to be good. I want the audio to be good. I want the camera to be stable. I need to know what f-stop we're using, what shutter speed we're using. Are we shooting an S-Log? Are we using a base setting? You know, it's all kinds of stuff like that. And it's like I can't give you all that on the fly. Like I can't.
Yeah.
It's just one of them things where it's like if you know a little bit, then we can play off of it. But if you know nothing, I can't teach you everything at that given moment.
Right.
Or like you'll have people that be like, oh yeah, I want to help. And then I'll be like, okay, like me personally, I'll be like, hey, if it's something you really trying to be serious about, I always ask them, like, do you got a portfolio? Like, for example, I have a portfolio site. You can see my stuff. Yeah. I have a YouTube page. You can see my stuff. Instagram page. You can see my stuff. Yeah. And I say, send me some of your work. Oh, I don't have any. So if you see that I'm serious about it, why would you think that I'm going to bullshit with you? And it's like, I know you don't mean to come off that way, but you disrespecting me because you see how serious I am about it. And the last time you did anything was when you was in theater. Okay. You could do it as an adult. When's the last time you did it? Oh, back in high school? When did you graduate? 2015?
Yeah.
2015 to
it's a decade ago now.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. You holding me.
Yeah.
Not on purpose, but you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah.
So And sometimes I do work with people that don't know nothing about it, which is fine, but it just depends on what we're shooting for. But it makes it harder to do the film stuff. So usually when I do movies, I just do my own thing. And I reach out to 2 people. And like I've done, see how many have I done? 1, 2. I've done 2 short films. One was called Separated by Time.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you. The second one was called Igniting Your Success. Was a documentary movie, a mini documentary about 2 entrepreneurs who started up. But even though they're on 2 different paths of entrepreneurship, everything still coexists with one another, showing that their stories is the same, yet they're different. Yeah. And
nice, and congrats again.
Oh, thank you. And I got other scripts that I just haven't started, but like I was like, I can't keep going out to people thinking they're gonna do it. I'm just have to make it happen for what it is. Yeah. And shout out to the people that I met along the way that's been beneficial and put knowledge in my ear. Appreciate all of y'all. I can't say all of y'all names, but Clint is one of them. Damien is another one of them. Full Sail, Randy Baker instructor. He's another fine gentleman that helped educate me and everything that I needed for film and everything. Yeah. And just all the people that help support me, man. It's a lot. And I feel bad that I can't say a lot of names because I can't remember. Yeah. It's like it's like they put you on the front street and you're like, damn, I don't know what to say. Facts. But, that's just how I feel about that. But I got love for everybody, and because I feel like I treat everybody as if we are equal, as opposed to, I got this, so I'm gonna talk to you like this. I don't ever want to be one of those people in the industry that's like that. Yeah. Like I sit and talk to somebody for 3 hours, and people are like, you should be charging them. You should be charging those people because you just talked to them for 3 hours. Why? Right. Why am I gonna charge them for 3 hours? I was in the same space where I wanted to know stuff. You know how defeated I would have felt. Somebody was like, yeah, you've been talking for too long. I'm gonna have to charge you. What? Yeah. Come on, man. Everything ain't gotta be money. I know we live in tough times. Don't get me wrong, but don't let money get rid of your empathy and what makes you human. Yeah. It's okay to desire it and want it, but do not become it. Yeah. Money is the root of evil. And granted, the more money you get, the more it saves your problems. But at some point, what are you sacrificing for this money? You're not just gonna get all this money and not sacrifice anything. That's just with anything with life. And shout out to my Full Metal Alchemist people. And they know what I'm talking about. Equivalent exchange. What I give has to be the same as what is given to me. It's like I water you, you water me, I water you kind of thing. That same analogy is how that needs to be applied. Yeah. I'm not a Full Metal Alchemist watcher, but I understand the philosophy. That is law. Exactly. That is a life principle. Yin and yang. Yeah. Whatever, like it's gonna be whatever good, there's gonna be bad. With love comes hate. You can't escape it. It's a cycle. Right. So do with that what you will. I don't know. I can't lie to you. You just touched so much that I don't even know if I have the time to unpack everything that you just said. One thing I do want to highlight is, one, I don't want it to go over people's head just because you have 400 followers. It doesn't mean that you haven't accomplished anything. You're a very accomplished individual. You're also very humble about your accomplishments. I want to say that point being, because even the names that you mentioned are huge people in their respective fields and what they do. And you've helped them create some of what they have in that sense. So I want to give you props for that. I want to say congrats for that. Again, even with the short films, again, making you are a lot further along than most people in your film journey or in this journey of videography than most people. Because one, making a film, it comes with a lot of headaches and a lot more work than people actually understand that goes into it. And you've done not just one, but 2. And I got a 3rd one coming out too. And you have a 3rd one coming out. So I want to say congrats. And not to mention, you were also laid off within the past year and still was able to, in between all of what you listed, still put your art out into the world. So I want to again say congrats to you for that as well. Thank you so much. And now I guess to kind of get into some of these questions, a lot of what you mentioned, especially what you've seen in the industry, and you were around celebrities during that time period, especially with the film festival, you gave so many gems. It doesn't just apply to film. What you just said, it applies to anything, business, real estate. I've had a couple conversations with people who've been on this show as well who have mentioned and said a lot of the similar principles that you've mentioned and said in your journey through film and through life as well. So I don't want that to go over anybody's head. You mentioned some great stuff on how to network, putting yourself out, how to brand yourself, how to market yourself, how to be confident, why you should be confident. You touched a lot there. What I do want to touch is the ego, because you said that's what puts a lot of things, what halts a lot of things is people's ego, or in working with people, what you don't like is people's ego. I kind of summed it down to that, the ego, but that's what it was, the ego. That's exactly it. Talk about navigating that through this industry and how often you have to
deal with people like that?
Oh, you have to deal with that shit 24/7. Like there's the people that's very humble about it, and it's like, all right, yeah, we can do this. And then there's the people, and you can tell them apart. Like it's so easy to tell them apart now. And I haven't even been doing it that long, but like it's hard in a sense because it's like, all right, I really respected this, and like I was looking forward to this, and now that whole dream that I had is now shattered because you're a piece of shit. Not a piece of shit as in like you're a low life human. A piece of shit as in like you one of those people one of those CEOs that I would hate to work for. And I feel like if you go with that vibe, I'm not going to do it. I've turned down money just because I felt that you didn't respect me. Like I'm not gonna say no names or nothing, but there was somebody that was offering $7,000 a month, and they was like, set up the meeting, goes ghost on me. Go weeks without hearing. Oh, sorry, I was in the hospital a couple of days. That was still been 2 weeks.
Right.
And then I don't know. You just went ghost on me, and then now you coming back talking about some. Oh yeah, that's work. No.
Yeah.
No. Why would I do that? You didn't even respect me enough to send me a message. Granted, not saying he lied about anything. I don't think that at all. I wish him the best always, but the way I seen it as in you didn't respect me enough to talk to me until when you felt like you wanted to talk to me as opposed to talking to me because there's an urgency and you don't want me to feel left out. Like if you would have went about it and was like,
wow,
you know, I've been meaning to get in contact with you, and let's say this all happened within that same week, I would respect it more, but you went 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You didn't respect me. And I hate when people say like, oh, busy. You're only busy for people you don't care about.
Facts.
I could be busy.
Facts.
I could be having 30 things going on right now, but if certain people that I know,
if your mom calls you, you saw it.
Exactly. I might not be able to return it right then and there, but I'm going to call you back.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you back within reasonable time too. It's not going to be, oh man, like ain't nothing more annoying. You talk to somebody at 3 o'clock, you don't hear from them again until 8 a.m. Come on now. Come on now. You ain't that damn busy.
Right.
You telling me after that whole time, you didn't think to, hey, let me make sure this person's all right or something like that. Yeah. I'm not saying even I'm the best at it, but like I still send messages to people or something. Like if I don't get a call, like I would never have somebody waiting days and days on reply unless you are somebody that's done it to me. And if I had this conversation with you before,
yeah,
it is what it is. Like I'm just not going to hold on to that, but I am going to remember, yeah, you did this to me a couple times. So like if you don't get a call back or text back from me, checkmate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just is what it is. I don't got no ill intentions with you, but I'm not about to keep enabling you to keep doing that to me, then saying, "Oh, my bad." Nah, I'm not doing that. Right. Stand on whatever if you're gonna do it, stand on it. Yeah. It's really what it come down to. Even if you think it's shitty, like you can't go so far into something and it'd be like, oh, you know, nah, stand on it. You was talking real confident before, stand on it. Yeah. Either stand on it or come out publicly and say that you was wrong. But you can't do that whole, oh, I'm gonna just slide back in without acknowledging. Nah. You want to acknowledge what you did. That's the only way that's going to work with me. If you're not willing to accept what you did, accountability. Ain't nothing for us to talk about.
Facts.
So and that goes for anybody. Mama, dog, cat.
Right.
It go for anybody.
What's the telltale signs of someone in this industry of film that have an ego or don't have an ego? What's something you've noticed?
It's kind of like, man, this is another anime reference, but for those that get it are going to get it. It's kind of like there's this anime called Experimental Lane. And Experimental Lane, it basically is about this girl named Lane who has different personas. Her online persona, and then there's the real her outside of the internet. And you come across a lot of lanes with the online personality, and you could tell we're having an interaction with them. Like, you could talk to somebody in public, and you're like, oh, they're pretty cool. But then now you're trying to set up business. Now they acting like Lane on the internet. Why are you acting like this? Like we had a real general conversation. Why are you acting as if like I'm beneath you all of a sudden, or you can't take the time to respond to me? Ain't nothing more infuriating when somebody say, oh, I'm gonna tap in with you, get your information, and then when you talk to them, they talk to you as if you insignificant. Excuse me? What? Yeah. So yeah, if they got that,
you come across so many people.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, like it's. The perfect example is there's the Instagram personality, just like how they got the Twitter bots, where you just like, that feels very AI you to say that. Like, it doesn't feel like it's, like you can tell when something is genuine sometimes, but like during messages, you really can pick up on it. It's like,
facts.
And if, like, usually like even sometimes like I'm like, I ain't like how that came off. I'll double back and be like, hey, this is how I actually meant it. Did this come off this way? I do that a lot. And I feel like if you're not willing to be like, because sometimes you gotta step back and look at your shit like, if this person's in a bad mood or such as this could be taken out of context. And I don't necessarily want to be taken out of context because they having a bad time or something.
Right.
So just get people that reinsurance, be like, hey, you know, when I said no, I only said no immediately right there and there because I couldn't write out a full paragraph. My apologies. I was just saying no as in like, you know, so just double follow up on the stuff that you say. Think of it as like a email. Talk to somebody prior to our email, such and such, but make it genuine. You know what I'm saying? And that's,
I know what you mean.
That's how you need to be. So I avoid Instagram personalities. I avoid Twitter personalities. And you can tell the difference. If you're somebody I can vibe with and rock with, cool. And if we talk over the message and stuff, we still the same way, I know this is the real you versus this is your real world personality versus your lame personality that you got on here. So that's how I look at people. And if your lame personality and outside personality is the same, I respect you. I respect it. Like they can say something like, you know, those people that be like, dog, this dude just said something outlandish. I don't know, he would say the same shit online. He would say the same shit online. It's like, and I'm not talking about something that's like disrespectful or bigot or nothing like that. Just, you know, like, damn, what this dude just say about, what did he just say? Wait, talk about clapping what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I respect those people because it's like, bro, that's who they are. And it's either like, if you don't like it, I mean, it is, you don't got to accept it, you ain't got to be cool with it, but like, I got to respect the fact that regardless, you are who you are. You standing up for what you are and what you stand for. I got to give you your props every time. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I respect that, man. I respect that. I do want to ask, what is something you wish you knew getting into film and videography? What's something you wish you knew before you enter into it?
I wish I knew that there wasn't a blueprint. Like, so with everything else, like you, yeah. So, are you familiar with the term SOP in the work for, like when you working?
SOP.
Yeah, you know what those are.
Not at all.
So let's say if you was working.
Maybe I do.
So let's say I'll explain it to you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So if you're working at a job, they give you a SOP. SOP is a standard operational procedure.
Oh,
and
yeah,
steps
got you.
Telling you how to do this said job. There is no SOP for videography. Like a big thing, people be like, you know, what do I charge? It's up to you, big dog. Like I can't tell you what you should charge. I can tell you what the market is going for right now. But I can't tell you what to charge. I can't tell you what editing software that you should use. I can't tell you what camera you need to have. I can make recommendations, but at the end of the day, when it comes to film and all that stuff, it is ultimately up to you to make the decision. They can just give you stuff, but there's nothing that's gonna set you up exactly for success. It's kind of, I'm gonna hop through this and see how this go.
Yeah. And to also so people can understand too as well, it's like how you look at certain artists, music artists, cadence. When someone is behind a camera or doing anything with lighting, is also their style. I guess that way so people can understand the two in terms of what you mean when you say that. Like you can recommend someone something, but they don't. If it's not their style, it won't make sense for them to do it. Is that correct?
Yes, and
gotcha.
Style and what just works for them. Like, you got the money to have you let's say some people have like the $10,000 or something that they can go get a camera. This person starting off, really all they can afford is like using their iPhone right now. So like the tips you trying to give, you giving based off of that ain't gonna apply to this person with an iPhone.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
But also too, sometimes it takes sitting down with those people and talking to them and being like, all right, I see what you mean. We can do this. Like, there's people I've talked to. Like, I was just on Columbus not too long ago. I got invited out for some stuff.
Nice.
And I was talking to somebody out there, and they're like, man, you know, I don't really know what to do for no intro. And I'm like, oh, bro, we chopped it up for a minute. And I was like, I can help you with this and all this other stuff. I'm not looking to charge him. I'm looking to set him up so he can be straight. That way he know I'm going to show him, all right, this is what you wanted. This is what you got. Here's the file for it or whatever you need from it. I'm going to show you how to use this software if you can, or if you want to use a different software. But I'm showing you this is what you should use for this. From that point, it's up to you to take this egg I just gave you and raise it to how you want it to be. I can't tell you, oh, you should do this, but I also can't tell you you shouldn't do that either.
Because you don't want to discredit their. I see. I see.
And it's important to let people know that, like, what I'm saying is just strictly an opinion. How you feel is what matters at the end of the day, which is the same thing. The J. Cole analogy applies to that. Don't listen to everybody else got to say, oh, man, you can't believe you doing this. Whatever sits best with you is what you do. Just like people all the time be like, oh, I can't believe you charge it for this. I'll be charging way more. And it's like, You gotta ask yourself, who are you shooting for? I'm not shooting for Hollywood executives. So why am I trying? I'm trying to help people create their vision that they see fit. And I'm trying to reach as many people as possible to do that. I want to start a whole production company, dude. The whole point of production company is so like we could do the kind of stuff that we do. Like there's a group called RDC.
I know them. Very familiar with them.
Yeah, I went to DreamCon. I met Mark, talked to him a little bit.
Yeah.
Before they even started, like I got to talk to him the day before DreamCon, so like all the people weren't even there. And I was just telling him an inspiration, but like just looking at what he did. And for the longest, I was using them as a blueprint. And there'd be times, and I was talking to my friends, I'm like, man, wow. I was like, I can't do it. They're like, no, you gotta get, you sound like you giving up. It's not necessarily about giving up. This dude has 7+ people. I'm just one. I can't use his blueprint for myself. I have to figure out a different way to start my company. I can use them as inspiration, but I can't follow them the same way thinking it's gonna work for me because I just don't have that. And that's why I be trying to tell people I can't do it. Oh, you sound like you a quitter. I'm not quitting. I'm acknowledging the fact that I'm trying to tell you, don't be so Peabody that you're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm telling you, no, with one person, I cannot make this accomplishment feasible for myself. I have to go a different way about it. I got friends that's down for it all the time. Cool. But
are you down for it sometimes or are you down for it all the time?
I need people that's down for it all the time. I'm glad you're here to help me. Any friend that's ever helped me on anything, and shout out to the people when I'm doing gigs that just randomly come up, hey man, can I help you take down your lights? I appreciate y'all. I love stuff like that. Now, imagine having people like that that's like that 24/7 on that team. That's what I want.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only difficulty part. But the bad and the good, I take it all.
Yeah. That was such an interesting thing too. And again, man, you're very honest. You know what I'm saying? Even when you bring up RDC and Real Dreams Change the World is that whole slogan behind it. And it's funny enough, man, I was actually in high school when I first started to see them. Like when they started, I think it was like the 3 signs or something like that. Like the 3 signs of a bad basketball player or something like that. And then to see where they are now after creating short films and, you know, having the acknowledgement that they have now, it is something that is truly inspirational. What do you feel like is something that is a misconception of what you do?
Misconception is that people think that you can just buy a high-end camera and then everything is good. And
that's almost a life philosophy.
Yeah. So, you know who King Vader is, right?
Sounds familiar.
Usually he used to be real big on Vine. Like he did like the president doing the dances with the Power Rangers.
I'm so like not familiar. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. He has his own show on Netflix called Dreams. Or something like that. King Vader.
Continue with the story.
Okay, so he's probably as big as RDC actually.
Wow.
He was there at the last DreamCon.
Nice.
Met his team too.
By the way, just because I don't know him, I'm not discrediting anything.
No. I don't take that away. King Vader, you already know what's up, man. I don't even know if you remember me. When I first wanted to start off, and I tagged him on Twitter, and I still go back to this tweet to this day. And I said, man, I really want to do what you do. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I was like, I don't think I can do it. And he was like, dude, I started off with using a small cell phone. And he's like, from now, I worked my way up to that. He was like, if you have something you want to shoot, do it. And, after he tweeted that to me, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to shoot something. Yeah. And I shot it off my phone. And it was my boy Markel. Shout out my boy Markel. Came all the way out from Vegas. And my boy Akil, he lives here from the city too. I was like, hey, would y'all mind if I just filmed y'all at this? We was at a Umacon, and it's an anime convention. Yeah. I was getting shots of them and all that, and then I just edited it up, and then people was like, man, this is pretty good. And I'm like, oh, you think so? Okay, let's turn it up a notch. And it just went off from there. But it just goes to show, you don't need no high-end camera. You just need to know what you're doing. You got to start somewhere. Yeah. And then once you start from there, you just build your way up with knowledge. Like, you don't need a $5,000 camera. You don't need a $3,000 mic. Like, do what you got to do. There's somebody right now that shoots music videos off his phone. His name's Cole Bennett, Lyrical Lemonade.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
And, bro, shot off an iPhone. Off an iPhone, which goes to show you what? The camera does somewhat play a role, but you don't need that expensive camera either.
You don't, because you're telling the story through the camera. That whatever camera you're using, you're telling the story through it. And if you don't know how to tell a story, it doesn't matter what style of camera you use, it's going to be bad.
And the work that's important in post-production on top of that. So it's like,
facts.
If you got somebody that can shoot real good, but they suck at editing, pass it off to a good editor, You can make, and then both of y'all just piggybacked off each other. And bam, now y'all just blew up because, man, did y'all see there's people that's gonna always like appreciate camera
The
work.
Blair
Like,
Witch
damn.
Project.
Blair Witch Project. The scary thing about that movie is that movie was so unique because nobody could determine if that movie was real or not.
Yeah.
And the fact that they want to do a remake, I don't think they should because you will never be able to replicate that aura that had.
The wonder and amazement.
And it's really crazy.
The fear and
because it's like,
astonishment.
how do you get a film that you don't know is real or not into theaters?
Yeah.
It did something that was truly unique. And look at that. That movie's still talked about to this day. So apply examples like that. Apply for me. I'm a nobody. I'm not saying you can't listen to the bigger people, but I'm saying I'm a nobody telling you this. Bro, just go out there and shoot.
That is such a lie. I love how humble you are, bro.
I'm not, dude. Like I don't consider myself.
I only say that too because, like I said, man, you've for what you've and again, it also makes sense. And like you said, you're a what's next individual. You literally live by that principle of what's next after you accomplish things. But you're a lot more established in this space than most people ever get to, truthfully, because most people don't have that. I'ma just do it mentality about it. You know what I'm saying? Like the two short films you created, the other projects you worked on, even how you say when you touch the backdrop of how you even got to that point, most people don't have that level of confidence or assurance in themselves and what they believe in that they could actually do it. But transitioning into, man, what's a typical day look like on set? Because I want to debunk this so people can finally know that making films, making projects is a lot more difficult than what it seems.
Okay, so are we talking about on set in regards to like filming, or are we talking about like videography work? Like
touch videography and filming. So
for videography, so much more laid back. I don't want to say I prefer it, but I prefer the vibes. Depending on if it's your first time at an event, I would recommend. So let's say your event starts at like 5, but you want to typically get there like an hour and a half before. You want to scope it out. You want to see, all right, where can I stand up to get this shots and all this? Because you got to remember, you're there to shoot to make their memory last forever. If you're gonna stay stagnant in one spot the entire time, thinking you're gonna produce something quality related, you're sadly mistaken. So it's just about scoping the scenery out. Then from there, if depending on what type of event you got, you might have a list. So all right, I gotta go. I gotta at least be in this general area for this. Oh, but then they got this, so I need to make sure I can run over here. It's all about coordination. So you got to coordinate where you're gonna have that at. And then for the most part, man, just point that motherfucker. Just like for videography, you just point it. But like, I use it more as a cinematographer because that's what I've been taught on how to do it. So like, there's cinematographers as videographers, and there's videographers that are cinematographers. They're gonna shoot completely different.
Yeah.
Like I shoot like a cinematographer, not a videographer. So like, I like to have stuff within frame. I like to have, depending on what I'm shooting. Like if I'm shooting something where it's like a party, all bets is off. You know what I'm saying? I just got to capture some good footage. So that's for videography. And then for filming, those are when the days are long, because at least at a video, like a video gig or something, you like, all right, I know at most I'm gonna be here until like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Filming, dude, the last movie we did, we started at 1 o'clock. We did not stop everything until 12 a.m.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to keep this. It's not that whole time we working. It might just be sometimes you shooting the same damn scene 8 times because you like, I'm gonna get it from this angle. I'm gonna get it from that angle.
Or the sun rotated a certain way. Now the lights messed up
or whatever. And it's just stuff like that. And it's a lot more stuff that goes into it. You just gotta be there. People get angry. People got to get their water. You got to get their snacks. We get distracted. Man. It's just so much stuff that can happen on set. Something could go wrong, and now you're like.
But that's what makes it what it is.
Exactly.
Bro.
But you know what it ties into it too? People take too much time. Like, don't get me wrong, love your craft. But at the same time too, even if it's not your best thing, put it out there.
I see what you mean.
Put it out there. Yeah. Like the movie I coming out right now, there's a couple mistakes that I know for a fact that I was like, oh, I hate this movie. I hate this movie. Like I walked away pissed. Like I was like, nah, this is not it. But then I thought back to it and I said, man, I am not no major production company. I am a one-man team. And me and some people put something together. Is it grade A worthy? No. But did we have fun when we did it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put it out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a shot where there's a boom mic in one of the shots. That shouldn't even be there. And I'm just like, but now I learned how to do rotoscoping and stuff too. So you know what I'm saying? Like from editing, I can take that out during post. Yeah. It's just take the blows or whatever you messed up with. People, they do it in movies all the time. I mean, in a Tupac movie, didn't he have an iPhone?
Something like that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just put it out.
Yeah.
You never know.
Most people don't realize too is like the greatest films that you like. A lot of what made certain scenes that you admire or look at was a mistake.
Yep.
Something that didn't go right. You know what I'm saying? That actually went right. You know what I'm saying?
Happens all the time.
And so many different decisions that you have to make on set. You know, deciphering whether you're going to use this or use that determines what the outtake of the movie is. You know what I'm saying? So many different things. I do want to touch too, and going back to that on set aspect. Is that something that you expected when you first got into it, that the days will be kind of longer depending on what you did, or was it something you were already accustomed to?
So the thing about it is like there's actually supposed to be rules and regulations to it, but when you're independent, you can do whatever you want. But as long as the team is all down, fuck it, we gonna do it.
Right.
Typically, you shouldn't be doing no longer than 10 hours.
Yeah, facts.
Like
facts.
that's like a rule, and like
if we're talking about
we're talking about how it's supposed to actually be, it's supposed to be
10
10 hours. There should be somebody there. It's supposed to be something on the wall indicating the safety. So if something goes wrong, you know, a hospital is right here. Call this number. Such and such, call this number to hear the emergency contacts. Like we have this thing that we have to live by, which is called a production Bible.
Yeah.
And the production Bible basically means, so let's say for example, right, if I was like, all right, we're gonna shoot this. Production Bible, I would send you over a talent release form, which means you give me my consent to shoot you on here. Contact information, which means if something happens to you, who do we contact? Do you give us permission to release your likeness and stuff like that? It's just a whole bunch of regulations that go into the production Bible. You got to have your signature signed off on it saying I'm okay for the talent release. And let's say if you help me set up anything, now you got to sign a crew release form. You got to put documented on that. And if you don't have any of that, and you go to be like, hey, this is a movie I made, and they say, let's see this production Bible. A what? Oh yeah, we don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
because you're a liability. And there's I'm not gonna
those rules.
I'm gonna go there. I'm not gonna say the name of the movie. If you know, you know. There was a film they were making a movie, and I'm pretty sure you know about this. They were filming on a train track. They never got the rights or the authority to not be on that train track.
Yeah,
due to poor planning and think you can cut corners, it resulted in a young lady dying and multiple crew members getting hurt from the train because they couldn't go off the train tracks fast enough. The movie never came out.
Yeah.
But that lady lost her life because you did not take your job seriously. The whole safety thing, there's certain roles in it where it's like, all right, I'm gonna call here and make sure we can do this.
Yeah.
We got this much time to do this, so we need to go shoot this here now. Why are they giving us permission?
Yeah.
You don't want to jeopardize nobody's safety.
Facts.
Baldwin, that's another one. Bro, your team members, it ain't really on you. You may have killed that woman, but like your team members didn't go do the regulations and safety inspections that they should have, which resulted in you killing this lady. She was just like me. That could be me.
Yeah.
So when you hear stuff like that, you have to really start advocating for stuff like that and being safety. Like I'm OSHA 10 certified, which means I understand safety regulations and I understand what it is. And you have to be willing to tell people like, no, if we're not doing this, we're not doing it. Yeah. I mean, there's times where I've done stuff, but it's because I decided to. Like I did a Camaro promo for my boy, and I was like, man, it'd be cool if I can get some shot of him driving. I sat in the back of the trunk. No wire, nothing, dude. No, just recording like this with the camera. Was that stupid? Hell yes. But at least that's me putting my own life in jeopardy. Right. I would never tell another crew member, hey, get right here in this spot. Yeah. That's come on, man. You can't do that. You gotta have same respect you want to give. You want giving teams what you gotta give to your crewmates.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I gotta say too, the positive to that in this world, we call that stealing a shot. If you don't have the certifications, but permission to use a certain location or something like that, and you choose to shoot it anyway, it's called stealing a shot. And when it goes right, it goes right. Yeah. But when it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Exactly. It's a big risk. Exactly. It's a big risk. I gotta ask, man, what's something you've learned in your journey through film so far?
That no matter how skilled you get, there's always going to be something left for you to learn. There's always something new coming out. There's always a new technique that you can use. Honestly, a lot of these people that just be making like quick Instagram videos, they didn't taught me some things on how to do stuff that I use that to my day-to-day on film stuff now. Yeah. So it's like, don't ever assume that you know everything. Assume that you don't know. Always assume you don't know everything. Right. Because then it opens up your brain to take in knowledge. But if you go in there cocky, arrogant, I know all of this. Okay. Yeah. And then I say one word to you. Well, what is that? Oh, I thought you said you knew everything. You should already know.
Right.
So that's just how I see that.
Yeah. What's some advice you would give to somebody into entering this space?
Find somebody that's local who is willing to help. Easier said than done. I understand that.
Absolutely.
But I mean, just make it for what it is. Like sometimes just ask somebody, hey, would you be willing to do this for free? I can't like I always tell people all the time, if I got something, I'm like, I can't promise you no cheese right now, but if everything go good, make it go good and you get paid.
Yeah.
And I just be upfront about it. Like I never send nobody in the dream and be like, oh yeah, I can give you this $300, bro. I'm not balling.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So I just try to keep upfront with it, and I think that's worked a lot easier. So I ask questions, find somebody you can go into. If you can't find somebody locally, there's always thousands of people on Instagram who always do reels saying like, this is your light setup, you should use this. Here's some affordable lighting, you can do this. They got YouTubers that do it.
Yeah.
Somebody who I recommend really big, he's not a filmmaker or nothing but like that, but his name is Justin Porter Media on Instagram.
I've heard of him.
Yes, he's phenomenal. He does his own type of he's a wedding filmmaker, but the way he shoots everything is basically like he turns it into like a reality show, and that's his own spin on things. And he's he's a Red ambassador. Red is a really good company. He's an ambassador for that, and so like just go listen to him. Like if you don't know nobody, always look them up. I'll be watching random people on YouTube. Sometimes they might even have like 3 subscribers, and they might say something that I'm not even familiar with, or show me a way to cut my process in half. So just always research, but do not get so caught up on research. And I need to repeat this: do not get so caught up on research that you do not put nothing into action.
Yeah, so true.
That will do nothing but that's gonna take away from you. Like
it stalls you.
It stalls you because you're like, oh, I can't do this till I get this, and then you get this, and now you're like, oh, I need this one more thing. Okay, now you got this. Oh, I need to do this. Just go. You ain't gonna never have everything you need. Just go.
Yeah.
So find people to get knowledge from, and even if you like, man, I don't like how this came out. Like I said, shoot it, put it out.
Yeah.
Be open to criticism. But there's a difference between constructive criticism and just people bashing you.
Yeah.
People gonna say whatever they say. It's not up to you to regulate what they say. It's up to you to determine if you want to take in that negativity or not.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you give no words, no power, it doesn't hold anything over you.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what I recommend. Find people you can respect. If you can find somebody locally to work with them, to ask them questions. There's people that have added me on Facebook randomly, like, hey man, I know you're in Michigan. Like, hey, if you ever free for a shoot or something, can we do this? And like I said, to me, I'm not nobody that's crazy, but it feels good knowing that like somebody was like, dang, I like what this dude doing. I'm gonna go message him. I've had somebody walk up to me in a club before. It's like, I love your work.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I walked in the rooms where people go, hey, the cameraman is in here.
Yeah.
People get excited to see me.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It'll go back to that whole conversation I told you earlier where it's like, I love wholesome interactions like that. Those mean more to me than any type of, oh yeah, you know, that's me.
Yeah.
You know? Nah, bro. You happy to see me? Me? Oh, yeah, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what I recommend. There's people like that. There's probably people more even cheerier than me that can even help you more than me. So, you know, that's what I recommend. But don't be afraid to message and send nothing. You know, the worst they can say is nothing or no.
Yeah.
And if they say anything crazier than that, then that speaks volumes to you too, which means you shouldn't have been even having interactions with this person that was that negative.
Yeah. I really hope you look at yourself as an artist.
I do
because
consider
you are. You definitely are.
Artist.
You definitely are. Based on a lot of your viewpoints and perceptions and what you've created, you definitely are an artist. And much respect too for even going back to the passion you have for art and not running from that innate feeling of I can do this. I can create. I want to get back to creation because so many people run from that one bad thing and it's like I'm done with creating. I'm done with this. I'm done with that. But having the confidence to step back into that space after the hurts is much respect and much props to you. I'm gonna ask you a few more questions and we're gonna get out of here. But
Okay.
when it comes to someone trying to find work, and the way you answered the last question kind of leads into this. When it comes to someone finding work in this space, I guess 2 questions. How difficult can that be? And what is the best advice you would give to them?
What can be difficult is, so there's 2 different things that come to it with being difficult. There's the, man, I want to get paid for this difficult. And there's the, I just want somebody to give me a shot difficult. The paid difficulty, I push that more on the back burner because think about it like this way. Who gonna want to buy for somebody that ain't got no proof of their product?
True.
I could tell you I'm an amazing barber. Oh, show me your pictures. I ain't got no pictures. Anybody else in the barbershop, they can cut my hair real quick.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's one of those things. And I feel like
Such a good analogy.
the way to look at it is, and be willing, like J. Cole said it the best. Pride is the devil, and I think you got a hold on me. Let go of that hold. Be willing to shoot for free when you start off. Like, people will tell you all the time, you stupid for shooting for free. Me shooting for free is what led to me having 4 clients, and that was in the span of a year.
Yeah.
That was in the span of a year. Probably not even a full year. In the span of a little under a year, I made 4 clients.
Yeah.
And I started off shooting for free.
Yeah.
That paid gig is going to come. Like, you're not going to get paid for every video you do. So it's like, don't give up just because you got no's. And that can go for everything. Like I told you earlier, you only need 1 domino to fall.
Yeah.
So if you got 1,000 dominoes and only 1 fell over, hey, all you need is that 1 connection. So don't give up. If you're going to do it for the love of it. Don't do it because you like, man, I need some quick, easy money. You ain't going to never make no quick, easy money off no film. Ever.
Facts.
So if you in it for strictly just quick money, unless like, I mean, if you're doing gigs, I mean, the deposits and all that, that's cool and all, but like, if you're looking for something like, oh, I got to pay my mortgage. I mean, depending on what you shooting, if you starting off, you ain't gonna have no mortgage payment type gig.
Right.
So be willing to shoot for free. Be willing to reach out to people. Don't just assume somebody gonna reach out to you because they know you have no. You gotta remember, we're not celebrities here. We're just individuals that's getting by. So just keep that mindset in mind and remain humble. Because if you get too cocky about it, like this sort of stuff, I'm like, hell yeah, I know I shot that. That's good as hell. But I ain't gonna never go in there and be like, I'm the best of the best. I might say something like I post online all the time, like, hey man, I ain't got no beef with none of y'all in Detroit, but I'm trying to be better than all of y'all in Detroit too. At the same
competition.
Time. Yeah,
as an artist, but healthy.
Exactly. Like, I don't want your business to ever crumble, but I want my business to do better than you for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it comes to the point where it's like, oh, you know about me because like, you know, you've been taking some clients. Hey, bro, we just got to throw them blows for it. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying? You mean
creatively.
Yeah, we got to fight creatively. Let's have a camera off. Let's see who can really do something. Let's see who can execute this shot the best.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I'm always looking for smoke. I'm always looking for smoke.
Now you're a competitor. There's much respect. There's much respect to that, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that there's room for everybody to eat, and collaboration, especially in art, is better than comparison. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. Another question: when it comes to film freelance work, what do you enjoy most about it?
I enjoy the process of creating it. Like, not everybody you run into is gonna be your client, but everybody you also don't run into doesn't mean they won't be your client. Which means like this person might not want you as a client, but they may know somebody that's interested in being a client. So because this person told you no, don't mean you're not gonna probably get some type of benefit from that said person. So it's important to keep that in mind. So when you go from that and it's like, man, yeah, I've been like, there'd be times where I'll be cool people for a minute before we even do anything. And just keep in mind, like, just keep it genuine, bro. You keep it genuine, it's gonna lead to whatever you need it to. And that's the thing about freelancing. It allows me to be my authentic self. Like, I don't need to put like, I'm not showing up to come talk to you in those slacks. I'm not. Yeah. Like, this is me. I look like a Detroit anime guy. That is literally my vibe. That's what I am. Like, I might use different vocabulary depending on what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, just for that. But like, no, bro, freelance, you can be who you want to be authentically, and you can make money off being yourself genuinely, as opposed to,
yeah, so I was looking over at the contract today, and it says that you wanted to get 5 shots. I thought we talked about 6. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more on that deposit, buddy.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? I don't gotta be like that. It's just stuff happens. So it's a lot easier to know that, like, it's easy to have mess-ups and stuff and it not seem like it's so detrimental to everything. And that's what I like about freelancing, is because like at that point, I mean, I am my boss, and it makes it easy to be like, you know, such and such, how you feel about that? Nah, I ain't really rocking with that, buddy. All right. I hope you find another person, wish you the best, but I am not doing that. I can put you in the direction of somebody that might want to do it, but I'm not gonna do it. So just because I say no, you know, freelancing is a chance to also help other people. Like, people be like, oh man, I got this idea for a photographer, for this photography shoot. Everybody, I am not a photographer. I get this message a lot. I appreciate y'all. I'm not a photographer though. I will always lead that to people that actually know what they're doing to do that. Those are who you go to. But I'll even recommend, like, hey, I know this person I do. You should talk to them. But like, I've never been like I don't do photography. Bye. I'm gonna try to point you in a direction for the best photographer that I know. You can go from there. But like, you know, you just get as a freelancer, man, you got so much opportunity to put so many people on, and like you never know, like that person that don't want to do that shit, like, oh, that shit weird. That could be life changing for somebody else,
right?
And
right.
especially if you know that person, like, oh yeah, they told me that Troy sent you to me. I don't even be talking to Troy like that. Troy sent you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I've tried to do my best to build up a reputation to where like it's just a good, genuine vibe, and like I like the fact that I built a reputation off being me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I take pride in that. Like, there's times where I've worked gigs and I'll tell some girls like, hey, if you don't feel comfortable, I'll walk you to your vehicle. I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah.
And now people know me as that. Oh, that's the dude that's such and such. So it's like it's good to have that kind of reputation when you're freelancing because people be like, oh yeah, he looked out for such. Oh, he helped us with this when he. Being genuine leads to a lot of things. If you, as a freelancer, I know you want the money. Let the money come second. Let the love come first.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion on that. I know it sounds cliche, man, but that. I'm not balling, bro. Like I said, but I was making enough money to get by being laid off for 5 months. So I mean, I got to be doing something.
Right.
So it's like,
right.
Take it for however you want to take it. But like I said earlier, everything don't work for everybody. My blueprint might not work for you, but I do think being genuine and not having no animosity towards people will get you a long way in life, no matter what it is.
Yeah, I completely agree. And keeping your name and face clean is a life principle for any profession. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody. And to me, it sounds like an answer in that last question. It had to do with creative control and opportunity, and also the freedom to hustle. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, what's better, being a freelancer or working with already established crew team company?
I've never worked with an established crew team or company. I've only done freelancer stuff. I may collab with other people, but they are freelancers in themselves too. But like I've never actually worked with a company. Am I down for it? Absolutely. If somebody was like, "Hey, we need you on set to bring your camera," okay. I have a pretty good camera, and it's not a flex, but I have a Sony FX3. That's a Netflix graded camera. They use that on Netflix. So it's like, okay, yeah, I can shoot with y'all. I have no problem with doing that.
And I heard Tubi is also transferring into that camera as a base minimum for what they, or not the base minimum, but cameras like that as the base minimum for getting a movie onto their site. Like
I don't know much about Tubi, but I mean, if they having that regulation in there, if y'all got a Tubi movie, come holler at me. Said you need a Sony FX6, I already got it.
Yeah.
So my whole thing, I always wanted to build like a network.
Yeah.
Like if I couldn't get a company started, I wanted a network. That way we can toss ideas off each other. Like I had this vision for like this website, and I was like, man, like my production company, I wanted to be a company that do stuff, but I also wanted to be kind of like Uber. But the way it was gonna work different is that like, let's say like, oh, we want to hire you for this. Okay, so how many people you need for this? All right, you can search the database for other people that signed up for the website and do this. You can see the reviews that prior customers have left to them. And then automatically the money be broken down based on the customer's budget for what they wanted to spend, and then it'd be the funds would be delegated between the team members that way. And I don't know how I would make that work off easily, but that was the whole vision I had. I was like, man, imagine being able to go to a one-stop stop instead of having to go through like they got all different kinds of stuff like Fiverr and all this other stuff. No company having this network and just like people like that could just lead to so many different things.
Facts.
So that's all. I dream big.
I feel that, man. I'll get you out of here with these last 5 questions. First one, what's next?
What is next? I guess what's next is I'm looking to build up my revenue flow. I'm going to be having a meeting after this for the game tournament I want to do. I'm trying to have it run monthly. Okay. And have people compete for like a money cash prize, and then have like a giveaway for second prize or something for third place. Yeah. And have that run and just get, because in Detroit, well, not even Detroit, but just Michigan alone, we don't have too much stuff like that. Like where like nerds can go out and just do their thing. It's always club this, club that, or arts and crafts this, arts and crafts that. Okay, let's switch it up a little bit. Not to discredit none of those people. I wish them all the best always, but having a place where you can go compete for money, like, oh yeah, bro, I can go look into this, and then that could bring in more people. Like just giving people something to do. And if something I like, I won't consider it as a job. I consider it as in like, man, I brought all these people in. I've been working on this game tournament since I got laid off because I was like, all right, I need to have another flow or something. And I was like, I already got the name made, the logo is finished, the venue has been picked, food vendor is sponsored. So I have everything already. I just have it. I just got to put it out there. So that's what's next for me is that. Nice. Oh, and graduating.
From school.
Yeah. I'll be done in November. I got to go out to Florida to go walk, and yeah.
That's hilarious. So this whole conversation, all the gyms that you listed, it's like, oh yeah, and you also got to finish film school.
Yeah,
like that's wild, man. That's wild that you've been able to create what you've been able to create while still being in school. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like more. As a matter of fact, I'll ask one more question. What advice would you give to students in school trying to create a catalog for themselves and still following their passion in videography? How would you recommend they go about doing that?
Look at it as like an onion. Take the layers off. Whichever is the most important to you, prioritize that. But make sure you also water everything else. Like when you peel one layer off, you got to be willing to take that second layer to figure out what else, because that whole onion itself is the foundation of your house. Don't just have a house with no foundation.
Yeah.
Build it up, then go from there. And, stand on business, man. Like if it's something that you absolutely do not rock with, you are allowed to say no. Like don't look at it as like, man, I'm going to miss that money. No, if you don't rock with it, you don't rock with it. Stand on it.
Facts.
And let your portfolio be a representation of you. Like if you do some shit and it's like, I don't know how I would feel about that. You probably, you know what I'm saying? Like if you feel that way, I shouldn't have done that. But the way I see it is, as long as I'm not doing nothing illegal or is something that's gonna make me feel weird, I'll shoot it. And I've been asked all kinds of stuff. I've been asked to do OnlyFans stuff, all kinds of stuff. Have I done it? No. But
if times got hard, would you?
I'm not opposed to it. But they gotta be set up to where it's like, hey, I'm gonna just set this camera right here and I'm gonna go. Like, cause I know you don't think I'm about to be all up in the motherfucking mix. I'm not getting in the mix. Yeah. Like, I'm willing to lend you the camera, but I'm have to be here because I don't trust you with my shit.
Dude, that's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? But if somebody was like, hey, like something I absolutely would not be with is like something weird, like, hey, we're gonna be doing this tickle party or something like that. I'm not showing up, but I don't know what y'all got going on.
Right.
I think the crazy thing I got asked to film was this erotic. What was it called? It was erotic poetry, and man, I went in there like I thought it was just gonna be poems. Man, there was a stank station. There was this dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This dude put on a performance. I forgot his name. He's actually cool as hell though. Put on a performance. They did like a BDSM performance on the front of the stage, and I was like,
that's wild.
I'm like, how did I get here? But it's like some of the stuff you like, man, this junk is weird. It's like, it's not really weird because it's like, ain't nobody touching me. I'm not getting close to nobody.
Yeah.
I'm just here to do the job. As long as I'm not doing that's incriminating, I'm okay with it. But am I gonna be in the camera doing that? Nah, probably not. Probably not.
That's a whole new meaning of putting yourself out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So probably not. But whatever you gonna stand on it. That's all I got to say on that.